Hello, everybody. Come on in. Welcome to Heal the Heart Wounds, the first in the Art of Becoming series. So I came on a minute or two early, just so people could find me. So I invite you to get yourself a glass of water. Come on in and settle in. Light a candle, create space for you. Let me just make sure everything is working, and we will start in just a minute. So let me check in here. Oh, there we are. Perfect. Awesome. All right. So come on in and say hi. I am so happy to be here with you tonight. Oh, somebody's here. Joanna, hello. So glad to have your energy in the house, Joanna. Love you so much. Yes. Okay, so I'm on a couple minutes early, or I was a couple minutes. It's 7 o'clock now. Wow, where did that time go? But I want you to come on in and get comfy. You might want to grab a journal and a pen because I do have some homework for you tonight. And just settle in. Listen to the music. Get into the vibe, into the heart vibe. This is actually Heart Awakening. It's called Heart's Awakening. Beautiful song. I love it when I meditate. Mm. I didn't give fair warning before I came on here. I usually send we're starting in half an hour notice, and I actually completely forgot to do that. So hopefully everybody just finds their way in here. Anyways, soon. I know that there's been lots of people that have said they're coming, and lots of people that have notified me and said, I can't come. Am I getting the replay? Yes, you are. As long as you're on my mailing list, you get the replay for these. So I am grateful to have the energy with me in these lives, so they make huge difference. So come on in and say hi, and just let us know you're here and say hello, especially if you have been with me before and you know me. Please say hello because we are friends. Hello, Lorraine. I am so glad you're here. Yes, we are friends. We have worked together. Um, And for, hey, Kimberly's here. Yay, Kimberly's in the house. Lorraine, Kimberly, Joanna, I love you guys. Love you guys. I'm so glad you're here. Um, so, okay, there's going to be people popping on that maybe don't know me because um, I had a lot of new people coming in the last little while. So I'm just going to turn that down a little bit now so we can get started. And hi, Carla. Yay, Carla's here too. Oh my gosh, we have energy in the house. Yay. You guys are awesome. I am seeing your messages. Um, there we go. Okay, so, oh my gosh, you guys, the stuff that has come through is just so profound. I'm so excited to share it with all of you. So, those of you that don't know me, my name is Janice, and I have a company called the Creation Guild, which you can find on Instagram at the Creation Guild. And I hold space here in my soulfully aligned women for all of us to keep growing, becoming more soulfully aligned. I'll tell you more about me towards the end. To start with, tonight, my intention is to awaken your heart, right? And begin the healing so that you can become more of you. And also to tell you towards the end how you can continue working this journey. But we have tonight and tomorrow night, and I want to get you started and give you a piece of what it's like to work with me. And I want to also give you what you need tonight, what you came here for. I want to give you really good stuff. That's my goal in these master classes, is to bring through information that that resonates to you and helps you go, oh my gosh, that's gold for me tonight, right? So we're going to be doing some really deep topics tonight, some really deep inner work. And so I want you to create space for you right now. I want you to be completely honest with yourself tonight and tenderly honest with yourself tonight, just between you and your heart, because you're going to get the most out of this if you can really go and be completely honest and raw in your heart, right? And I will be holding space here for you, and you hold space for yourself to really get into this topic of healing our heart wounds, because we're talking about heart wounds, and this, it's going to have you going really into your heart and feeling very vulnerable. So, possibly, maybe not for all of us, but possibly for you. So, I want you to be aware of that and be soft and gentle with yourself. And there's some of you in here that have done a lot of really deep healing heart wounds. Hey, Patty's here. Yay! um, some you've already done some really deep work. So this is going to just remind us how important this is and how important it is for us to keep coming back into our heart, keep coming back into that space, and doing the work and being aware of what we need to do. Now, I'm going to start off by reading you something that came through the other day, and I did post it and I did send it out in today's email. But if you haven't read today's email, on my email list. Um, this came through last week as I was doing some channeling work and getting ready, fully immersed in the energy of the light codes of receiving. And so at first I thought this was for them, and then I was like, no way, this is bigger. This needs to go out to all of us. And this is the perfect introduction to healing your heart wounds. So let me read it to you. Healing our feminine wounds. We are the matriarch in our own life. We seek the love of the mother aspect of ourself. We seek her approval, her desire. Yet we have been the child who rejects her love. We ran away. We rebelled. We did things we are ashamed of. We cut her off and wounded ourselves. We were seeking her in other women, but they had wounds too, so that didn't work. It created even more separation. We hate them, criticize them, we judge them. Some of us became mothers with so much love in our hearts, seeking the love in return from our child. And then they grew up, and we felt rejection again. Now we wander lost, separated from others because we are separated from our own inner love. It's time to come home. It's time to come home at last, to return to love, heal our wounds. We've grown, experienced, and learned. And now we return home to be held in the arms of our own divine feminine who loves us unconditionally, beyond anything we could ever receive out there. She is here, she is you, she is all of you, in you, around you, in every breath and every heartbeat. And as you come home at last, your love expands beyond what you could ever imagine, beyond the possibilities of your imagination, and into the realm of potentiality to dance with the cosmic mystical essence. When I wrote this, I just started crying because it just reminded me again of all the times I have punished myself, detached from my own inner love because of wounds in my heart. And so tonight, we're going to start talking about what those wounds are, where they came from, because this is the work that needs to happen. It needs to happen now so that we can become more of who we are. Marianne Williamson, she said that we hold scars, and I think it was in her book. No, I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't Return to Love. It was a different one. But she said we hold scars in our heart, and these scars are from our souls flying too close to the earth. And that always stuck in my mind. I think I read that when I was in my 20s, and I've always remembered that. If you're here, or if you were here for in November for the Heart Awakening codes, like that was so powerful. That those Heart Awakening codes, that masterclass that I had in November was so powerful. It changed everything for me. It changed everything in me, how I do my life and how I do my business. It was profound. And during those heart awakening codes, we were guided on how to manifest through our heart. That's where the power is. And our heart needed to be awakened through our awakened heart, right? And now we're going to be guided on how to heal our heart wounds because this makes sense, right? Because these wounds are interfering with what we're desiring to create in our life. These are the things that are standing in the way of those manifestations from coming through our heart, right? Our hearts have these scars and wounds, and they're not fully healed, and they're very tender. They're very tender places in our heart. So, what I see us doing, what I keep visualizing, the images that keep coming through for me from spirit is that we are like putting these cloaks on. You know, like the old cloaks with the hood, and they used to wrap it and they'd go right down to the floor. I see us putting these on and putting another one on and putting another one on. These are what we are using to protect ourselves, to protect our heart. But what's happening is that they're only creating these layers of separation between us and our heart, between us and fully accessing our divine heart love. Deep down, we feel undeserving of love because we've been hurt and we pull back, right? All of those experiences and pains have created, situations where we've gone, "Ugh, I'm not going there again." It's like touching the hot stove. No, I'm not going to go near it anymore, right? So if anyone gets too close to us and anybody pokes our wounds, we lash out. And it doesn't matter who they are, we lash out as if they're the one that hurt us in the first place, right? And like, I don't know about you, but I've been on the receiving end of that. And it's not pretty, right? So it's not a lot of fun when somebody lashes out at us. It's like, whoa, I didn't do anything. Sorry, man. Like take it down a notch or two. But that's what happens when somebody pokes us in that tender spot that isn't healed yet, and it hurts, right? And we have old codes of pain, right? And they've come from these places, these experiences. But now our responsibility is that we need to wake up and see how these wounds are affecting and interfering with our life right now. Become hyper vigilant and hyper aware of these wounds and how we are reacting and behaving from our wounds. They've taken over and cut off our main channel to love. So, our self love, mainly our self love, and they're interfering with the world we want to create, with the life we want to create. So, what happens when we lash out is we actually compound the pain because we add meaning to the behaviors, and we start to feel really bad about the way we behaved then. So not only now do we have this pain, but now we also have more pain because we're like we're loving beings. We don't mean to be hurtful to other people, but that's the way we behave, and then we feel bad and we feel guilty, and that gets piled up on top of the wounds we already have, right? So let's say somebody triggers you, they poke our wound. Maybe this happened to a lot of us. We were rejected by a group of friends when we were a child. I know that happened to me in grade 4. Had a group of friends that decided that they didn't want me to play with them anymore, right? Rejection hurts deeply. It's like a knife wound to our heart. And rejection often starts with, if you have a sister or a sibling, right? It often begins there. That one really, really hurts because you're supposed to be on the same team. And it hurts if it happens in the house, like where you grew up, it happens with a sister or sibling and they reject you. It's like, ouch. But it's like tenfold if it happens in the playground or at school or with a group of friends, right? If your own sibling rejects you, that really, really hurts, right? And it stays with you. So what happens, what you can, if like, has this happened to you? Have you felt rejected by friends or a sibling in your childhood? And now think about this. How many times has this scenario of rejection played out in your life in so many different ways, right? First, you feel like you don't fit in with your siblings or you don't fit in with your friends. And then maybe you start to feel like you don't fit in at work, that people don't really like you, that you kind of always feel like the fifth wheel, or you're not you're not really with the group. They're just being nice to you. You're actually creating this scenario over and over because our world reflects what's going on inside of us. It's showing us what needs to be healed. This is a pattern that I played out over and over and over. And it wasn't until a year ago when I finally saw the pattern and went, oh my gosh, right? When it comes into your awareness and you can go, oh my gosh, this has been happening too many times in my life. Now's the time to heal it. Now I need to get down to the root of it and heal it. So if you want to feel like you belong and you're worthy of deep, meaningful friendships or relationships, you need to heal what's going on inside of you first. I guarantee you that people around you are usually more involved and preoccupied with their own life than worrying about whether to include you or not. It's us projecting those feelings out, right? It's it's mirroring back to us until we heal that wound inside of it. And we have to go into ourselves and work through that because this is how the energetics work. If you want to manifest in your life, then you got to get cleaned up on the inside. And the beauty of this work is the more we walk down this path of becoming conscious creators, the more we see the things that are blocking us and we get them cleared off the path and we get closer and closer and the world around us begins to reflect back what we do want, right? But we have old energetic codes that need to be released. We need to let them go so that these new light codes of energy can come through. The light codes of healing can come through. But all these cloaks that you're carrying around on you are blocking the channel. So this is where the work begins. It doesn't have to be hard and messy. It can come through in epiphanies and like, oh, like somebody just opened a window, right? It can be beautiful. It can be instant, but sometimes we got to do some messier work to get it out, to get rid of it. We got to go back to some old memories that we've been trying to block out and get rid of and not think about anymore because those hurt and I don't want to go there. We got to go there, even if it's just for half an hour, go there and feel into that and make that connection to how it's affecting your life right now, right? So then we can bring through the light frequency codes, the higher frequency codes to help you move to the next level of your consciousness, right? There's just so many wounds. And what I do with you is, because you can feel, because there's a lot of emotions around this stuff, you can feel like a little bit overwhelmed with it. What I do is I help you categorize it, right? We put it into categories. There's like the sister wounds, there's the mother wounds, there's the money wounds, there's so many different wounds, but we can put them into categories and work through them. And you can actually release a few at a time. And that's the work that we're gonna do in Heal the Heart Wounds later, um, after tonight and tomorrow night. If you decide you want to go deeper with this, then you can jump into that immersion with me. But um, it's going to be about becoming aware of, oh, so that's why I can't manifest that, right? So it all begins at the energetic levels. Everything is energy first. It's all sitting in energetics and emotions. And the root of anything that you're going to grow, that's that's what creates a healthy plant, right? If we don't strengthen the root, fertilize the soil, and pull the weeds out, we're just going to keep reaping the same fruit over and over and over. That same fruit's going to grow again year after year, and you're going to be like, why am I still going through this? Why is this still coming up in my life? Why am I stuck? Right? And that, you hear that a lot. It's like, I feel stuck. I can't seem to move forward. It's like, yeah, we just got to pull a few of those old weedy plants out from around your roots, put some fertilizer in there, and you're going to just fly, right? But it does have to begin at that energetic level. Our life is a mirror of our root system. So here's some evidence of wounds, and here's where I want you to think really deeply tonight, right? Evidence of wounds. How do you respond when someone hurts you? Do you feel like you belong here, or do you often feel like you don't fit? Do you often feel like the black sheep? All right. I'm just going to check and make sure there's no questions. Okay, good. Um, you often feel like you're the black sheep of the family, or you're different from everybody. People don't get you. I'm not like that. I'm different from most people. Do you feel critical when you see another woman? Do you get triggered by other women, especially ones that are different from you? Maybe they're too loud. Maybe they're too vocal. Maybe they're just too much makeup. Maybe they're not loud enough. Maybe they don't speak up enough, right? Maybe it's they're wearing tight clothing or low cut shirts and you're like, right? Maybe they're too successful. They're too whatever, fill in the blank. We get triggered by other women. That's a big sign that we've got some healing wounds, some sisterhood wounds, some mother wounds to deal with, right? Are you a workaholic? Hmm. Yeah. Do you need to be in control of things, right? Do you feel like if you're not doing it, it's not going to get done, right? Do you feel like um, you need to have your own space to be away from other people? Do you need to be the driver in every situation when you're friends and you go out? You need to be the one that makes the plans, that has to be the driver. You are the one that has to take care of all the details because then it's getting done. That are you sometimes feeling like everything needs to be perfect in order for you to move forward? Otherwise, you don't. You don't move forward because it's not perfect yet. You're afraid to do that. Um, do you keep getting involved with needy friends? Do your friends around you have drama and trauma? And are they a little bit draining on you? That might be a sign. Do you keep getting into the same relationships over and over? For the younger people here, relationships as in love relationships. Same kind of guy over and over again. Keeps cheating on me. Can't trust him, right? Do you have the same money problems over and over again? Like scarcity or lack, or there's a boom and bust. You think you finally made it, and then you're back down to where you began. You have that kind of feast and famine energy around you. So, our reactions in our life are a direct reflection of the wounds that we are carrying inside of us. Do you often feel like you have to defend yourself? Yeah, but she said, so I'm okay to be angry at her. I'm okay to lash out at her because she said, right? And then she looked at me that way. I saw that look. I saw her roll her eyes when she turned away, right? Our heart is our most precious jewel, and we will protect it against the world. We will protect it before, like, from anyone. It is ours, right? But if we really want to find peace, if we really want to manifest joy in our life, if we really want to manifest the desires that we're trying to create, to feel, if we want to feel more love in our life, the work begins with healing the wounds. So, can you imagine getting to a point where, that mother or mother-in-law says that thing to you again, and where you would normally go, here we go again. Oh my gosh, right? But now you're to the point where like, whatever, right? Or that sister says something, or your girlfriend shares something with you again, and you just like wanna, but this time you're just like, huh, yeah, it just, it just floats right through, right? It doesn't trigger you anymore. You see it completely different. It just passes right through you, and you feel nothing but the same joy you woke up with that morning. They don't bring you down. They don't drain you anymore. They don't sway your emotions. They don't bring back old memories without you realizing, because that's the thing, is that it's pulling up these old memories, even if you're not even conscious of it. It's pulling up these old memories, and you're reacting from your memories, from the pain that you felt in your heart. So that's why they can trigger you. Now you can look at that mother-in-law, sister-in-law, sister, whoever says it, and you can actually be grateful for them, because you're like, oh my gosh, you are showing me where the healing needs to happen. Yay, I get to clear this away. I'm that much closer to my dreams, right? You get to see, you see them differently. You see them as somebody who's actually been sent here to help you. Somebody that's actually been sent here to mirror to you what's going on inside of you, because man, oh man, I've been trying to figure out why I can't manifest that thing that I want. And now you just mirrored to me what's going on inside of me. And now I get to clean it out, fix it, get rid of it, and get that much closer to what it is I want to manifest. Huge. That's huge, right? So imagine the day when you feel so empowered all on your own. Like, there's no need for any external circumstances, meaning that things around you, like we all will, we all can feel empowered and standing in our power, and life is great when everything around us is lining up for us. And I just, That's what you're trying to do. Clean out, Donna. Yes, keep cleaning out the closets. When everything lines up, you get up in the morning, you got to sleep in, and the sun is shining, it's the perfect temperature, you know, your beautiful love of your life left you breakfast on the counter, and the coffee's already made, and yes, you are rocking this, and everything's going great. You look at your bank account, woohoo, there's extra money in there. Life is good. Like we can we can all feel empowered on those days. But wouldn't it be great if we can still stand in our power even when you get up late, it's raining out, you're all out of milk, you can't get your coffee. Like it doesn't get you spiraling down into like, oh my God, I hate my life, this sucks. But instead, you actually can stand there and go, oh, wow, should have gone to the store yesterday. Oh well, okay, I'll grab a coffee at Timmy's on the way or at Starbucks and everything's going to be okay. Wow, you know, just let it go. You don't even think about it. You don't get into the oh, poor me, right? You don't need that validation around you. You don't need people to say, "Hey, you're looking awesome today," in order for you to feel awesome, right? You feel like you are accepted just being you. So imagine a day when you feel happy and someone else's moods or comments no longer bother you. It doesn't trigger you anymore. Imagine the day when you actually feel worthy of receiving. No more guilt, right? Receiving it all, everything that you're creating. This day is coming, you guys, for all of us. When we walk this path, my guides are telling me over and over, this work needs to get done so that you can manifest quicker. And we need to be walking in alignment with our heart, our soul, our source, because as we get better at creating, at manifesting in our life, we feel more and more empowered doing this, and we need to walk softly with our power. We need to learn how to walk the path of the divine feminine energy that is empowered, that is grace, that is walking in reverence, and teaching our younger women the same thing, walking in integrity, right? That's the goal with all of this. But, you know, we want to feel strong. We want to feel strong. And we want to know that we want to know the person we are, we came to be. But when we have all these cloaks all over us, we're simply behaving from these cloaks and we don't even know who we are. And no one ever taught us. We grew up and became moms, became a woman, and we didn't even learn how to do that. No one taught us how to do that. How do you step into womanhood? How do you step into your divine feminine in grace and power? You know, we're still behaving like young teenager girls a lot of times because of the wounds that we received at that time. We're still behaving from our wounds. And so this is the walk of letting go of the wounds in our heart. It is the walk of womanhood. It is the walk of integrity and empowerment and really feeling worthy and standing in our power and saying, this is who I am, and I know who I am, and I know what I came here to do, and I know the gifts that I bring to this world, and I'm not comparing them to anybody else's because we're all unique, and we're able to create strong, healthy boundaries that say, no, I won't accept that. I don't treat myself that way. You're not going to treat me that way. And we're able to say yes when we really want to say yes instead of feeling timid and scared to step into that new adventure, right? And the more we do this work and walk through this, and clean house for ourselves, the more we can see when someone else is acting from their wounds. And instead of fighting back and lashing out back at them, we can then feel compassion for them, and we can, you know, send her love, or give her a leg up, right? Come on, we got this. I've been there. I know how it hurts, right? This is so powerful for us. And then what happens is the world starts reflecting back what's inside of you, the way it has been all along. And it's beautiful now. Your world turns into this beautiful, loving, abundant place that has so much more peace and joy. And it doesn't mean you're not going to encounter hard times. We are, but we handle it with so much more grace and ease. And it's not compounded by the pain that's already there anymore, because our heart is clean and clear. We can accept what's happening. We can feel the emotions of what's happening in our life, and we can still stand in our power. That's where we're going, right? We're stepping into that beautiful divine feminine energy. The work is in the divine feminine energy. That's where we need to do the work. That's where the healing needs to happen. So, tomorrow's call, we're going to be talking more about that and how we do that healing. This is the art of becoming. This is the walk of the art of becoming. And it's a beautiful journey, and we're not in any rush to get there. It's not like, okay, I got to be there next week. I got to get my act together, and by next month, I'm going to be all better. No, it's not. And what I have found even more profound than ever is I am so much more relaxed. I am so much more at ease of what I'm creating in my life. I am not rushed anymore, because I know that my dreams are unfolding, that the life, the business that I am creating is coming. It's coming. And I'm not in any rush to get there. And I'll tell you, just a year ago, I was frantic. I was I was feeling this franticness of I have to do it all. I have to learn it all now. And I don't feel that anymore. It's like I'm here. I'm walking this path. I am doing these free masterclasses because I love doing them. And the information that comes through is so much for me and you and all of us. But I'm healing along the way, right? The healing starts right here in our hearts first. If we don't heal our wounds first, we'll never become the best version of who we are meant to be. We'll never quite manifest the life of our dreams, and we'll never bring our full light to the world. And that is sad, because that is why we came. So here's what you're going to do tonight. You're going to make a list of all the things you can think of that trigger you and the ways that you see yourself behaving. Just a big list, right? The parts of us that we're not very proud of. You're going to be raw and honest with yourself. No one needs to see this list. I'm not going to call you out or anything. How do you behave when you're hurt? Do you know what? I shut down. I shut down. Some people lash out. Some people have a tantrum and throw F-bombs around and say things that they regret later. But I shrink into a little ball and I hide and I shut down, right? Some maybe start crying and try to manipulate with their tears. Sometimes we cry just because we feel a lot of emotions, but be completely honest with yourself. Do you cry and not expect other people to react to your tears, right? Um, what are the patterns of struggles in your life? Are the wounds ever fully healed? Yeah, I do think they do get healed. I do. I do. We can get to a point where we feel peace and ease, right? And the wounds and the fear voices get smaller and smaller because our own empowerment gets stronger. It takes a while. I still have wounds come up. Not there yet. I'm not fully healed, but I definitely see them and I go, oh, okay, another layer. And I did just share that, I think, in the art of receiving, how a wound came up and it took me a little while to recognize that I had to go even deeper into my childhood to find the roots. And I did find them. Yay. So, what are the patterns of struggle in your life? So, make a list here. In your relationships, in your workplace, in your money, in your health, what are the patterns of struggle that you have? I used to think that we all came here, you know, with certain things we had to really work through. Like some people just seemed like they had to work through health issues, like everything kept going wrong in their world around their health. And other people, it was relationships that they just couldn't seem to find that perfect partner that they wanted to live out the rest of their life with. Or for me, it seemed like it was always like money and scarcity issues, right? Um, and now I see it kind of differently. I think it all comes down to self-love. It all comes down to the work that we do to clear our own heart out and bring the light through for us. Just like that channeling that I read at the beginning. It's like we try to find the love around us and we just keep getting hurt by other people because they're wounded too. They're acting from their wounds. We tried to, get close to other women, thinking that they would bring that sense of love to us. And then they did something that hurt us. And so we shut them out. All of it, all of it. As we heal, we come back home. As we heal the wounds, we recognize that we are holding our arms out against the love of our divine feminine energy. We are the ones separating. Yeah, self love is at the core of all of it. Health, relationships, money, love, all, right? So, what are your past patterns? Like, have you been a workaholic? Have you had control issues? Do you fall into lack or scarcity? Victim mentality? Do you feel like you don't fit in with your friends or that you don't fit in at work unless you're the leader? Hmm. Do you feel like, um, your family doesn't get you? You don't fit in. Or do you feel like maybe your family is about to fall apart all the time? You're always worried about that. Do you feel like people don't really like you? Anything. Just go through and go, what are the patterns that come up for me when I feel the most hurt and rejected and it's me against the world? What are the patterns? So tonight, you just take a breath Go into your heart and open the doors. Say, where are you hurting? Where is the hurt? Let's talk about this and write it out in your journal. Because tomorrow night, we're going to take it a step further. And I'm going to show you what to do with that list. Yeah, yeah. Feeling totally an outsider from the get-go. Yeah, right? Yeah, I get that. We feel like we don't belong. And the reality is we're all one. But that doesn't feel right until we do the healing. Mm. Um, so just to let you know, tomorrow night, same time, bring your list, and this recording will go out tomorrow too. I just have to download it, and I sure hope Facebook's going to let me download it. It's been really weird lately. If anybody knows how to download a video when the option isn't there on Facebook, let me know. Right? So, but just to let you know that I will tell you more tomorrow night about heal your heart wounds. That starts on February 8th, and it's 5 days where we're going to go through all the different categories that I talked about. You know, mother wounds, sisterhood wounds, things like that. Um, and the journey is this is just the first series of the art of becoming. I am so glad that you're here. If you're new here, then there have been some masterclasses since November each month. My intention is to bring a new masterclass every month to our group here for free, and then it would introduce you to the next 5-day immersion program that we'll do that month if you want to go deeper with it. As you walk this path in the art of becoming, you become the magnetic magic of a soulfully aligned woman. We are women here, but you will become the magnetic magic of a soulfully aligned woman. You will really fully embody your magic of being that kind of woman, the one who is already in you, waiting to emerge. She walks, in balance with all aspects of herself. She's unhindered by outside forces. She's walking in her empowerment. And remember, we're not in a rush. We can do this slowly, with love and gently, right? She's a creator. She's the artist of her life. She's powerful and strong, and yet she's gentle and she's wise. And miracles follow her. And people want to be around her because she is tapped in to an unseen force. And she's tuned into the whispers of the universe, right? So what I do is we walk through 4 aspects of healing, of being the magnetic magic of a soulfully aligned woman. It is through source. That's your deepest and truest alignment with the source of all, the I am presence, right? This source is what activates your magic. Your soul is your access to the highest wisdom, inspiration, and guidance. Your soul is helping you heal and access that magic with source. It is the guidance that clears the energy field and brings us into alignment. And our heart is number 3. Our heart is the gateway to your soul and the source. And so awakening your heart, staying in your heart, accessing your heart, listening to your heart, keeping your heart awakened, alive, excited in your creations. That's the gateway of bringing that magic through. That's where the light codes come through. And then the human aspect of you is mastering your walk in womanhood. It's walking in your divine feminine. It's walking in your power and walking softly in your new empowerment, right? With reverence and grace. And this takes practice. The human part is the part that we missed when we were growing up. It's the part that really, if we had a wise grandmother who could sit down with us and say, honey, let me walk you through this, instead of going from teenager to woman without any guidance in between, right? So, what's become clear for me is that I'm a guide for women like us. And I help you walk through to become the magnetic magic in your life and to become the artist. You say, Lorraine says, I love this series. My 2022 word is feminine, and I feel it all started with the fox energy back last year. Yes, we did fox. You know what? Didn't we do fox in November? Or was it October? So Lorraine was in the art. No, the Soulfully Aligned You Creative Portal. It was 12 months with me. And this is what changed my life too. It all started to come through September, October, November. Yes, we won our TP, in December, so that was pretty powerful. Anyways, I know that I am now channeling through the light codes for women that help us all elevate and step into our divine potentiality as powerful manifestors and leaders who walk the path of the divine feminine. This has become very clear, and I am walking with you. I am bringing through these light codes, and I am so grateful to have women to walk with because I am learning and growing as we do this, right? So we're going to awaken spirit in all of us. Awaken spirit so that you can access and channel for yourself too. That's the ultimate goal, is that you become the channel for you, for your guides and angels, and you get hooked up and synced up so that all you need to do is sit down and ask the question and it will come through for you, because that's the way it is now for me. And this has just like blown open in the last 6 months for me. I'll say the last year, but the last 6 months, it just seems like everything magnified and electrified in the last 6 months. So I invite you to keep walking with me, stay with me, and let's do this. But for tonight, you just need to start writing that list out of all the things that trigger you, of all the patterns that you see keep coming up. Like, oh my gosh, I keep getting people that put me down, that do this or that, right? And then tomorrow night at 7, we'll meet back here. And I have a beautiful message for you for tomorrow night, too. Actually, I have a message for tonight, too, that I just wrote before I came on. It just came through. So I will read that to you first before I do anything else. Where'd I put my glasses? Here they are. Okay. Because the messages just keep coming through really strong. Okay. Beloveds, we gather in full force tonight as we know this heart work may be difficult for some of you. Know that we are here to help lighten the load. Each time you feel pain or heaviness in your emotions, call us in and we will surround you with healing light to ease your passage to a lighter, less dense energy. For this is your journey. You are journeying into a frequency with much less density. This is a joyous time, and we are applauding you, encouraging you to keep going and celebrating each step along this path. We are here for you. Your work is for all of us. Keep going and keep listening. We are here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. because your energy here and your willingness to say, hey, yeah, I'll come listen, is what brings through the messages. So, yes, I've had huge shifts with this divine feminine energy. And in the light codes of receiving, we had the most profound meditation together around this divine feminine energy. So, the meditations that come through, that's where the light codes come through for you. The meditations are so important. Okay. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow night. Mwah, 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 mwah. 7 o'clock Mountain Time. Bye.